Are you desperate to break free from the endless cycle of sickness, congestion, spring allergies, itchy eyes, the medications, and really all the unanswered questions you have about your child's health? Well, so are we. And that's why as parents, we've all been there. You know, if your child is constantly battling colds, coughs, congestion, or other illnesses that just don't seem to go away, they linger longer than you like, or every little bit of congestion turns into a full-blown cold or respiratory infection, or that cough that you just stresses you out. But it's supposed to go away in a couple of days, but it seems to last for months instead. Even when they're quote unquote not sick, they're not really healthy, and you know it because you sense it and see it. Trust your mom and dad instincts, right? You try the over-the-counter, the medications, you visit the pediatrician ad nauseum, you get prescribed the antibiotics or the steroids, but the cycle continues relentlessly. It's exhausting and frustrating for us as parents, right? And you just wonder, is there a better way to build up my child's resilience instead of just shutting down the systems? Because when we cover something up, it's not solving the problem, right? But the truth is this, okay, that repeatedly suppressing systems with over-the-counter or prescription medication actually weakens the body's defenses long-term, because what we're doing is we're telling the body not to do something it's supposed to do, okay? But there is a way to address the root cause and unlock your child's natural ability to adapt and thrive. It's an approach focused on supporting the nervous system, how it functions. And the central nervous system is the master control center, right, for all our cells, tissue, and organs, including the immune system. So today, who is this video for? This video is for you as a parent who is desperate to break free from that endless cycle of sickness, medications, and unanswered questions about your child's health struggles. Does that make sense? That's who this is for. It's for you. So if this is you, I'm talking to you. If this is not for you, shut us off, walk away. But what are you going to learn? Well, you're going to discover that the early life stressors like a C-section, births, colic, torticollis, plagiocephaly, eczema can disrupt the nervous system and the immune system's regulation, okay? This weakens immunity. And to set the stage for reoccurring ear infections and that chronic cough and colds, that we see asthma emerge and allergies, which is that overreaction of the body and more. But more importantly, you're going to learn about that drug-free, neurologically focused solution to rebalancing your nervous system to build lasting resilience. Did you hear me? We're not curing or diagnosing. What we're doing is building that lasting resilience for the nervous system, which is, through the immune system, which is controlled by the central nervous system. Okay, so we have a young lady. She is 6 years old. She's every 4 to 5 weeks, she is sick. She is constantly just driving her parents crazy because they can't seem to figure out what's going on. They've done everything under the sun to control and help their daughter's health. But Amelia is was getting sleep. She was eating a diet rich in whole foods, avoiding seed oils, taking probiotics, but Amelia's frequent colds made her miss so many days of school that she was almost held back. You know, you get that letter from the school that for kindergarten, and that she needed to figure out a way to get back on track for attendance. Okay. So when you see this consistent stress cycle taking place, like it was happening for this little 6-year-old girl, her parents eventually learned about us and learned about neurologically focused chiropractic care, because we are trying to get the brain and the body working together to understand what is the root cause, all right? Decide to come in, get scanned, find out what was going on, take a full history, and then her health began to improve within weeks. So 2 years later, this happy little girl is a second grader who rarely gets sick. And if she does, she expresses herself fully, and then she is down for the count and then right back at them. So now, Amelia is healthy and happy and looks forward to her regular wellness adjustments that we do here at the office. And she loves being a part of it. She brings so much joy when she walks into our office, okay? So a couple things that I want to talk about in our main points today that we're going to walk about, because we have these stories all over the place. And this is such a different concept for us parents, because before I became a chiropractor, I was always trying to figure out how do we do something different, okay? That's what led me to become a chiropractor. How do we approach health differently? So First thing, we're talking about the neuroendocrine immune super system, okay? So the key to unlocking your child's resilience starts with addressing dysfunction in the nervous system. That's the brain and the spinal cord, which is a master control system that regulates all physiological functions, okay? Including the endocrine, so filter, and the immune system. They interact with a major way to facilitate and appropriate the effective immune response. Did you catch that? The appropriate immune response, because sometimes we over-respond or under-respond. So when a child's nervous system gets overstressed and stuck in what's called sympathetic dominance, it really limits or weakens their immune system in a couple of ways, okay? It creates tightness and tension in the muscles and soft tissue that prevents drainage, especially for those ears and sinuses and lymph. As a surfer, I know this firsthand, man. I get that inner ear infection. It's like, I can't breathe. So imagine being 4 and you can't breathe. You feel like you're dying. It's scary. It leaves the whole body in a pro-inflammatory state at all times. It kicks out the excessive cortisol and neuroepinephrine, which also creates more inflammation and keeps the stress response stuck on. So if we're stuck in this stress response, then we're not healing. You can't be in growth and protection at the same time. So what first triggers this sympathetic dominance? Well, the perfect storm. So I want to go over this because there's a lot of things here. For many kids, this is not everyone, but for many kids, their neuroendocrine immune system dysregulation actually got kicked in way early in life due to what we call the perfect storm concept. Okay, so bear with me here. I hope you've heard this before. Love to talk to you more about this. But the most overlooked trigger in chronic illness in kids is set in motion by birth trauma and interventions like C-sections, forceps, vacuum, extractions, and more. Caveat, these may have had to happen to help your kiddo, but a lot of times they're never dealt with because this intense pulling and twisting and strain, it affects those delicate nerves and muscles of an infant's neck and spine, creating those misalignments, which we call subluxations, that then shift the nervous system into that sympathetic dominance, because if the body is being addressed at that level, it's going to respond appropriately. Then we had that early exposure to antibiotics. I was one of those kids, okay? Toxins then finish the job. And for many kids, their early struggles with colic, reflux, constipation, eczema, congestion lead to early exposure to medications like antibiotics and steroids. And they have their place, such as Miralax, but they can be overused. And so many times there's nothing done to reset the nervous system of the body after we use those to get this nervous system or immune system back on track, because it weakens that system if it's used too much. Then, okay, throw in or compound the effects like poor nutrition, toxins, anything that's not nutrition, and chemicals in so many of our foods, household products, and so forth, so that our kids, they don't have much of a chance to be healthy. They're literally in that perfect storm. They're getting hit from all sides. And you're like, that's me as a parent. Yes, that is us. We're dealing with the same stuff, okay? If you get that same cough or cold every year or every week, fortunately, there's a way to press reset on your child's neuroimmune system and get it strong and working optimally again, okay? Once again, reset. Getting the brain and body working together. They're communicating fully. So you can help your family do just that. We've made an entire Kick the Sick and Raising Healthy Kids Naturally playbook to help you learn the step-by-step strategies that thousands of families are taking to get their kids strong, healthy, and resilient without drugs and medication. When we focus on the root cause, which is many times all those factors coming in, the central nervous system needs help to reset. And that's what neurologically focused chiropractic does. We focus on getting the subluxation out, getting that vertebral complex balanced, getting the nervous system to where it needs to be so that you can move forward without drugs and medications and let the body heal itself. If you have any questions for us, reach out to us, Dr. Matt Davis or Form Family Chiropractic. If you love this video, like us, join us, send this to everybody, okay? If you have a podcast, have us come on, we'll talk more. But we love you guys. We can't wait to talk more about all these great things that are going on, but let's walk through this season together. Reach out to us and let us help you. I'm Dr. Matt Davis at Reform Family Chiropractic.